room. Is that true? Yes, the guests ambushed Paris, the main bases of all the Federation divisions and other important places with their teleport devices. But the Federation and the GS, the Gaia Sabers, stopped them. Gaia Sabers? That's the battalion the President controls, right? Yes. Just now, President Grissman announced their existence as the people who repelled the guest attack. He said that with them as the sword that protects the Earth, no one can violate her sovereign power. And then, Zenga, a sword? If that's what the Gaia Sabers are, what does that say about the Federation armies? And then Retzel, beyond that, there's one other thing I don't understand. They knew the guests attacked the factory with the Huckabines in Orlan. And they should also know the movements of the Kuragane. They could have shared advice with us, considering we went toe-to-toe with the inspectors. But when I asked them earlier, they said nothing, and the guests attempted the same strategies as the inspectors, trying to conquer a large portion of the Earth in one go. Basically, based on the information they collected and expecting full victory, the guests attacked all the bases at the same time, and then they were stopped. Is there something you want to say, Ratzel? Don't you think the participating Federation groups and the Gaia Sabers knew when the guests were going to invade beforehand? And Lufina, because despite not knowing that Ratzel is Elzum, is smart, she goes, I agree. But how would they? As I said before, I think there's a pipe between the Federation and the aliens, and now we're seeing the effect that pipe can have. And considering what that Zeb fellow said, I don't think it's wrong to say that the guests and the inspectors have some kind of connection. I think it's possible that someone from the inspectors warned the Gaia Sabers about the guest attack. If they were cooperating, they would have had the same objective of controlling the Earth. But you're saying there's some kind of faction struggle between the guests and the inspectors, and the Gaia Sabers are taking advantage of that? Yes, perhaps a failure on the part of the guests would help the standing of the inspectors. If that were the case, then they could have acted faster to halt the guest invasion. And if they couldn't do that, perhaps they could leak some information. I guess internal struggle is a universal construct. Even the weapons the two factions use are the same. Have you completed the analysis? Rough guess, but yes, in the past fight, though they were just launched. And then, Kirk, one machine was using parts similar to a Geminira. No, Geminira? Yeah, Geminira. A Geminira. The code name given to the machine destroyed in the Inspector incident, though we didn't encounter it. Unlike the Inspectors, it's safe to say the guests are bringing in a large number of units. Understood. Safe to, then, as for our next move, we've been contacted by the Far East Division, ordering us to come and explain our MIA status. As such, this ship and the Hagane will return to Izu. Before that, I have something I wish to ask. What is it? I'd like you to take Bullet and Kasua to the Tesla lab. We need them to communicate with the Chokijin so that our repairs can continue. Understood. In order to oppose the barrel, we need the Chokijin. I'll allow it. But Mechanoid's Chokijin. If you're heading to TLI, then it'd be best if you had the X-Spine too, so you could repair it there, right? Yep. Then the Kuragane will take you. Captain Lafina, do you mind if Ryo and Ryoto come as well? Given that they worked on developing the Hukabine Mark III, I'd like to ask their support in adjusting the X-Spine. What do you think, Tetsuya? Well, I don't mind. We need all the firepower we can get. Then, please tell them to make their preparations. And then, Josh, I see. So you're fine then. And fucking Clifford, who's like the 10th worst dad who's not a dad. I mean, seems like you have just as much on your plate as you did down here. Something you need? Could I ask you to come back to Antarctica with Rim? Is this something Dad requested? Yeah. The research on Fabula Forest has reached a new stage, and because of that, we need the Sympathia. New stage? I've heard that plenty of times before. There hasn't actually been any important progress, has there? This time it's different. The El Chevalier is needed immediately. If by that you mean you're going to make Rim use the 01. Professor said it won't happen, so why we called you. Then why didn't he contact me directly? Ugh, he always does that for important things. Josh, if he called you directly, you wouldn't answer. If we find out more, maybe we can learn something new about Rim's condition. Come on, Josh. Personal request. Okay, Cliff. Back at the briefing room. So, Bullet, Kasua, Ryoto, and Ryo are going with the Kuragane to Tesla Labs. Understood? Ryoto's a good boy. Good, clean boy. I'm sorry you have orders so soon after returning, but thanks. Dr. Amiya, do you know the whereabouts of Kooki? No clues at the moment. We're working with the LTR Corporation in researching the barrel, but... I see. If I'd been there... Probably better you weren't. If you were in it, you would have been kidnapped. Eat shit, Bullet. Maybe you would have ended up in your canon story. Dr. Omiya, will we really be able to repair, Ryoki? Right now, with just Professor Kazuhara, it's about a 50-50. With me and you, there should be something more we can do. Understood. And then Ryo, Major Kai, can I ask something? What is it? I'd like Ing to come with us to Tesla Labs. Ing? And then Tsugumi, he's someone who was found in an escape pod in the Pacific by Raoul's group. He's a young boy on the Hagane. He's lost his memories and we don't know his affiliation, but he helped in Lagias. You let a person you know nothing about fight with you? Yes, based on Colonel Valeto's judgment, we put him in the Arbalade Custom. Wait, why could someone who lost his memories do something that complicated? You saying his body remembers how to control a PT? Exactly. He received some kind of high-level training. I've seen his ability to adapt to different units. But still, throwing him into a real battle is... First, we were in a situation where we need skills like his. Second, we think that a significant shock may restore his memories. And the results? Nothing so far. Just from hearing this story... yeah, nothing so far, but up until now he had no complaints and has always cooperated. So you say. Just from hearing this story, he sounds like an artificially created being. That's why we want to take him to TLI, to examine this mystery. Seems like he wants to know who he is too. He's got amnesia. Wouldn't it be better to take him to Professor Kobayashi Izu? He's the expert on that kind of thing. That's Kenzo, the dude with the big scar. He's Iron Mai's dad, and he's, like, fucking Gendo Mark II. He's awful. Actually, Josh's dad is Gendo Mark II. Kenzo's just, like, up there with him. But here's Robert. Ryoto, we talked to Aya, and she said it would be better to go to Tesla Labs first, in order to get a more diversified study. Understood. I'll talk to the captain. And then Josh comes in. Major Kai, do you have a moment? What is it? I received a call from Mother Base. They want me to return to Antarctica. Well, you aren't enlisted in the military, so I don't mind. But are you in a hurry? Yeah. Then we'll get you set up with the transport ship. And please, take Hugo and Aqua with you. Huh? They aren't affiliated with my unit or the Steel Dragons, so I'm free to lend them out. Take them as an escort. But... we've been attacked by the Yokijin and Jinrai, and the guests have also begun their invasion. There's a strong possibility of encountering enemies on the way there. Unless they're a nuisance. No. Then I'll talk to Hugo and her. Until you get to Antarctica, be on your toes. Understood. Yeah, the most converted evil man. Still can't be worse than Gendo? I mean, he did a lot of fucking mind control bullshit on his children to give them false lives, and then fucking threw one of them in a fucking dumpster. But, you know. And then, here's Seti. Commander Zezanen, the first wave has been entirely destroyed. It seems the Earthlings knew of our movements in advance. And then Zezanen, meaning they did some kind of reconnaissance or something? Correct. They were ready for the fight, at all their bases at once, and even the orbital patrol. And then Zeb, oh my, yada yada, oh my. Seems like the Steel Dragons aren't the only group that's hard to deal with. Can't believe these monkeys are that strong. Sure, they've been fighting amongst themselves for a long time, but someone leaked our information. Can't think of any other reason. Wasn't you, was it? And then Seti says, asking his inner circle first, huh? Why would we want to do a thing like that? I think it was because we tried to steal the Huckabines. That's how they figured it out. Did you forget? Capturing the Grandzon and the Huckabines were the most important parts of this plan. It's as Chafroy says. That's Seti's name. Like Seti's her nickname, but she's something Seti Chafroy. It's as Chafroy says. Because we couldn't find the Grandzon, we need to immediately capture the Huckabines. And then Zeb, though we ended up losing them too. But why does the commander want the Huckabines and Grandzon? And thinking about our information leak source, could it be the confidant Wendelow used? Wendelow is the dude who was in charge of the inspectors, sort of. He was a shit. If that were the case, it would be a Vorgan man. Yeah, it'd be a Vorga man. How would he know when we were attacking? That's true. Then maybe the Vorg has a spy hidden somewhere. Or maybe used a bioroid. I checked. No leads like that. Then their man came to Earth and saw us. We sealed Wendelow's ship, right? If someone from his squad lived, they could have used that. But now anyone wants to use it needs Commander Zezanen's codes to access it. And then Zezanen, continue the investigation of this leak. And the location of the Grandzon. Yes, sir. And we'll change the plan from here. We're taking the moon. Let's show those monkeys something outside of our original plan. Roger! I've already made arrangements for reinforcements. This time, we'll show those monkeys the true power of the Zavorg. Yeah, Zesman is a fucking idiot. Like, he's really picked the wrong dude to